It's not crunchy anymore.
Why is it all red inside?
Huh?
It's like a reverse apple. Why is it all red inside?
Oh yeah, you guys should see this. There's red apple. Take a look. You get a load of that, why don't you?
Is that like a blood orange, only a blood apple?
It's a blood apple. It's a mountain rose. They call it a mountain rose.
I like blood apple. Blood apple. Blood apple sounds 1,000 times more metal.
Metal, you say? Yes. Yeah. Very. This is delicious, by the way, but it's mealy, and I want to throw it at the cat, but we don't have a cat.
We should get one so you can throw apples at it. It's the only reason.
All right.
Taking our... did you see that weird video glitch happen?
Did anybody else see the video glitch?
Right there.
Hey, there it was.
That great...
Yeah. Was it Vince?
Yeah. Vincent GM.
Vincent GM, what's up, man?
Welcome.
Welcome, new person. Anyone else new here? Let's play a game of Strip Nude. Yeah. Where I just get naked and then talk.
Yeah.
Let's play a game of
the easiest game ever.
Strip New, and whoever's new, I'll take off an article of clothing.
Yeah.
That'll really bring in a new audience.
So yeah, welcome to the hot newness, guys. You definitely want to be here today because we have some giveaways and stuff that we're going to be doing in a little bit.
Yeah, let's show them there.
Yeah.
Someone is going to win this mod mic. Tasty, you're not new. And try to trick me into taking off my fancy jacket.
You sly boots, Tasty.
We're giving. Oh, we got this, don't we?
Webcam.
Everybody.
Yep.
This is a mod mic wireless, and it sounds freaking amazing in my opinion.
Yeah.
I've been using it a lot lately, but you'll be getting the mod mic wireless. And we'll do this at about halfway through. We'll bring this back up.
Yep.
And the next person who has made the sword slinger,
After
who lives in
bring that up.
Yeah. Who lives in a reasonable place to ship to.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, I can't spend $200 shipping a $100 item.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, U.S. only. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
If it's in Canada, I'll drive it up. You know.
But you better have dinner ready for us.
Dinner and give me directions to the mountains.
Yeah. U.S. only. However, we do have... Can the other giveaway be to people outside the United States?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, totally. So
they're just
they're
serial
keys.
numbers,
Yeah. So
we also have some serial numbers.
yeah, we have some game keys to give away later, too, and we'll tell you what game that's for. And those can be to anyone over this great planet of ours.
Mm-hmm. Except Dave.
Yeah. Not you, Dave.
Dave's got to buy his own stuff.
Ass.
What are we talking about today? Oh, this is for later.
Don't worry, that radical thing took care of it, so.
Yeah. We got a few science topics to talk about, but I really want to talk about gamer rage. I saw a post on Reddit recently where someone was like having trouble hitting themselves in the head, really frustrated because they're never going to be as good as everybody else. Radical, whoever just did that.
Yeah, player something.
They're just really frustrated that they're never going to be as good as everybody else is, and they feel humiliated, and they're angry, and they rage, and instead of punching their screen or breaking their keyboard, they hit themselves, which at least that'll heal.
I guess that's still okay.
Well, if you have a Fennec mouse, you better hit yourself instead. See, I'm always the best psycholosopher.
I'm not saying don't hit yourself. I'm just saying think about how you hit yourself.
And I had rage problems with player unknowns for a different reason, and so we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hit yourself in fun places? All right, Hidden Dreams, what are you into?
Yeah. Like the funny bone.
The mandibula, is that also funny?
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Do they have a woman-dibula?
It's just been called a person-dibula
Person-dibula now?
Yeah.
So I can't walk up to anybody and be like, hey, I want to play with your woman-dibula?
Yeah, no, you have to say a person-dibula now.
That's not going to get me in prison.
Yeah, it's
where I get my free food.
Yeah. Speaking of prison, CRISPR code for precise... Yeah. So...
There we go. I always have to move this because we shift around. All right, so CRISPR... They have, at first they thought a lot of it was random, right? CRISPR is the gene editing stuff where they can go in and play with the DNA and the RNA and essentially reprogram your DNA. Well, CRISPR is the system they use, and at first they were thinking it's a little random, and now they've being able to come up with they've been able to come up with an algorithm that shows that it's actually pretty straightforward and basic. And the more steps they take in this direction, the easier it's going to be until it becomes just a programming language. And once it becomes a programming language, what the hell can we do? Can you imagine when we can start using RNA to program the DNA, and then, we can make anything?
And then it'll be like that movie Gattaca, except with more colors.
See, I don't know if it'll actually be like, it might be something like that, with more colors.
But with more, I feel like that had like 6 colors in the entire movie or something like that. Maybe I'm confusing it with Underworld, because that only had like 2 colors in the entire movie.
Tech Jones, I'm doing 7 out of 10 as usual.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Weekend. Yeah, weekend's coming up.
You're a fighter, you know that?
Yeah, I'm excited about my weekend, so I'm going to get more tattoo work done. So I'm excited about that.
Our gnome got us these pens.
Yeah, there's a here.
You see that thing?
Our gnome player got us all these pins for our classes and stuff. So Logan has a barred one.
Yep.
Kicking around.
Looks really good on my messenger bag of holding plus 3. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's how we're doing. Back to CRISPR. So, I think that a lot of places that don't have as much oversight, this is going to go crazy. Mm-hmm. I mean, China probably going to go crazy. But if it gets to a point where it's easy and accessible, I'm talking like 10, 15 years down the road.
Yeah.
What if this becomes something you can do in your bedroom? And you can be like, hey, I've got my mutate your own rat kit, and you can have these crazy mutant rat babies, and that would be the start. And then that someone's going to modify that kit so that you can use it on your little brother.
Yeah.
And you can sneak into his room at night and program him, even though you're not programming like a new embryo or anything like that. We'll get to the point where it's advanced enough where you can go in there and just inject him with something, and the next morning he'll wake up and have one super swollen muscular arm, so everyone can make fun of him at school. At school.
Sure.
Like, hey, what have you been doing? That's what I would do.
Yeah.
What would you guys do if you guys could mess with people's DNA for practical joke reasons?
Yeah. Practical joke purposes?
Yeah. If you could mess with someone's DNA, if you could go up and stick somebody with something,
could you make it so that the control of their left and right arms is switched? So that when they want to move their left arm, their right arm goes, and they'll just be like,
I guess you could do that kind of stuff, right? I mean,
or just like ha, you're purple now.
I would want to reprogram people so that their eyebrows become beards. Just wake up, no.
Yeah.
Man, bear, pig would be developed, I'm sure, and that's obviously that would be developed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really want the create your own monstrosity.
I feel like that would turn into some next level cosplay and stuff like that for I'm actually an orc now. Just shit like that. Yeah.
Just for this month, and it's really fucking painful to change into an orc.
There's teeth. I
would give myself tusks so fast.
Yeah. Crazy ass tusks.
Just tusks.
Yeah.
Be like, hey baby, with tusks, and making out.
Yeah.
She also has tusks, and we just smack it. We just create sparks together.
It would look like a Planet Earth video when two of the gazelles are fighting with each other. And,
it's going for a kiss, and then sparks fly. Baby, you make sparks fly.
Yeah.
I have twisted romantic fantasies about tusk kissing. Well, shall we move on away from CRISPR? Anybody else have anything good to add to the conversation over here? Is it just a bunch of whatever?
That fits Justin's hat. My head fits Justin's hat.
Who does what?
I don't know.
How does he know?
Rigor's on his own today. You do you, man.
I don't really feel like talking about this much, but it's cool because I want to say hats off to Shenzhen for moving to a fleet of electric buses. They're going to have
silent buses.
Electric buses are silent. It's funny because there's a petition out there to install artificial sound generators into the buses because pedestrians can't hear them. You're just wandering around and oh shit, bus!
Stealth bus!
Yeah, stealth bus!
Yeah.
So there's a petition out there just to say, we need some freaking noise to know these giant things are coming.
Do you think they would just give them motors? Didn't we talk about this last week with the electric Aston Martins and stuff like that? Aston Martins. But so do you think they would just like do a recording of bus sounds, or do you think they would go like Ice Cream Man level and play like top hits, or like maybe some Keith Ape?
Keith Ape. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shinzen
squad.
It'd be Shinzen Bus Squad. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I think they'll play ringtones because that's the world we live in right now.
Or they'll just play commercials, like radio commercials.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it. Yep. Especially if it's in America. Yeah. Driving around being like, did you know that oil is the best thing on the planet?
Yeah.
These buses are bullshit.
Feeling tired? Get on the bus. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that.
Oh, I forgot to read this article.
Oh. So I read it because I did my work.
I read part of it.
I did my work.
I didn't even know what Taylor Swift actually looked like until recently. So I feel very proud about that.
Yeah. Good for you.
I had no idea what that person looked like.
That's Taylor Swift right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just like a normal blonde girl.
Yeah. So Taylor Swift has been using facial recognition system to help catch stalkers that go to her show. And it was disguised, the whole thing that was actually running the facial recognition program was disguised in like a little kiosk that was showing some like behind the scenes footage of her like at rehearsals and stuff like that. And then people would walk in and go, and then it would scan for their faces, and then it would go back to some place in like Memphis or Nashville, and they would, but unfortunately they haven't actually said like if anything came from it or not, if she was able to actually like track down people or anything. And a lot of people are kind of like, oh no, like that's totally an invasion of privacy and stuff like that, and like what the hell, T Swift, why are you doing that? But actually, once you get into a venue, it's the venue owner's prerogative for what they want to have in terms of security there. Well, so they can totally have facial recognition and stuff if that's what the venue owner wants.
Well, it's not even the venue owner. When you get to be the size of Taylor Swift as far as fandom goes, you can have a huge list of demands at each place. Like, some artists are like the green room must be repainted to pink. I've seen that. J-Lo wanted the halls sprayed with a certain perfume, and there had to be rose petals lying on the bed or something like that. There, like all these like requests. If I was that size, I would have some pretty insane requests too. Like
a fog machine.
There must be fog machines in all the hallways.
Every doorway needs to have a fog machine that goes off right as I enter.
Yeah. Every time.
Yes.
But I would go for some like really, really weird requests. Like I want a chimpanzee to hand me bananas and not eat any of them himself.
I would request that everyone who makes eye contact with me has to high five me, but no one should make eye contact with me.
But if they do,
yeah, it's a high five of shame though.
That's a paradox,
yeah, right there. It's the kind of start of my in my writer when I
So let's talk about the facial recognition implications here when it comes to this. It could be a way to more normalize facial recognition, but I feel like this is a better use for it than monitoring citizens in their private lives while they're wandering around town, having cameras on every pole. We've got a lot of cameras here. There's way more cameras in China. Over in the UK, you can't go on a hike in the woods without getting videotaped. When I was there, I was like on a hike and I was like, holy shit, there's a video camera on that tree. And I'm in the middle of the woods and I'm not even like anywhere close to London.
That stork has a GoPro on it.
Yeah, like and he's got a government badge, like
Agent Stork.
Ministry of Information right there. Like, what the hell is that stork doing? So if you're in the UK, you know that it's quite a bit worse. But that's just indicative of where we're heading in places like the USA.
Are there storks in the UK?
What?
I don't know. I'm more wondering about if there's storks in the UK now. Tasty?
How often do you see a stork?
You guys are a bunch of storks.
We're storkers.
Yeah.
Anyway, this Taylor Swift business, is it okay to use facial recognition to keep a creeper, a rapist, or a murderer away from her concerts? Or do you have to wait for an event to occur before it's okay? Like, I don't actually know where I fall as far as like how I feel about the facial recognition.
I mean, it was at a kiosk, so it was a little bit more voluntary. It wasn't like they scanned everybody as they walked into the thing. Hold on a second. Like it was
scan everybody?
No, it was set up. The actual software was on a camera that was part of this kiosk that was showing some like behind the scenes footage of her like doing rehearsal and stuff.
Oh.
So it wasn't even like give us your ticket. Okay, we're scanning your face. Now go see the show. It was if you happen to be A, at the concert, B, a stalker, and C, walking up to the kiosk to see something, then you get your facial recognition.
If you're a stalker, you're probably going to walk up to the kiosk. That's a thing.
But there's like a list of known Taylor Swift stalkers or something like
Right.
that, apparently. Like there's a list. Yeah.
She could also make money off these people if she put a little sign up that was like, Taylor Swift scantily clad. $1 for a picture, and you put your face up there, and no picture shows up, and it's like malfunction,
yeah.
and it takes your picture. She just made $1 off her stalker and found him.
Oof.
Or her. Could have been a female stalker. Do they make those anymore?
Oh, sure.
Will you get in trouble if you talk about them on the internet? How's this work?
I don't know.
All right, let's talk about what you have in your hand right there. We got a new loot crate. I don't know what's in here.
Time of the month of Loot Crate. Let's see what we got this time.
All right, so if you guys are familiar with Loot Crate, then you know what we're doing right now. But Loot Crate, let me just open up their website, and we'll show you.
So it looks like the theme this time is science.
Science! And they got all their holiday stuff going on right here. They got loot gaming. They've got all loot gaming. They've got all these different
Loot Crate, Loot Anime.
Yeah, there's a Fallout crate.
Yeah, they have like a wrestling Loot Crate. They have all kinds of stuff.
I wonder how this Fallout crate's doing at the moment. Anyway, there's all kinds of different crates here you guys can get, and they're typically packed with exclusive. If they're not exclusive, they're licensed. Everything's licensed in here, but just nerd stuff. So let's go through and show you what's in our loot crate.
We got the T-shirt.
All right.
See what we got there.
Have you opened any of these yet?
Nope. Is that Warframe? I want to say that looks like Warframe.
Is it?
Yeah, here we'll get a webcam shot going. That's Warframe, right? Someone tell us that's Warframe.
You're gonna be really embarrassed when it's a Marvel comic character, but I don't know who this is. Yeah.
Tell me that's Warframe.
What is that, guys? What is it?
Would do. Let's see. We've got.
It's a nice shirt, though.
We've got some Marvel Spider-Man character postcards here.
Oops.
Or little artworks.
Here, give me that.
Yeah. From Spider-Man.
Spider-Man artworks you can frame and whatever.
Yep. Spider-Man and some
of
his bigger, badder villains there. I actually like that pin. That's a pin I want to keep this time.
All right, what do you got? We got a pin.
Yep.
What's the pin say?
Screw your lab safety. I want superpowers.
You know, this is a very irresponsible pin. Some child is going to jump into a vat of ooze, and then call some people and stuff.
Looks like we got a little. Hey, little sister, what have you done?
Jesus, weeping. What is it? Oh, okay, little sister. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little sister from BioShock. Look at that.
That's going to be on the set.
Hey, little sister, shotgun. It's a nice day for a white wedding. All right, and then there's something in here.
In the large box. What? We have a.
Oh, this is a.
Los Pollos Hermanos.
Oh, is that a? That's a.
Yeah, there we go. It's a Better Call Saul.
Breaking Bad. Yep.
That's kind of cool, actually. All right, so we got a Los Pollos Hermanos. This was all over the place. We got a little Marvel comics, some science stuff.
Yeah, this was
BioShock. And Pollos Hermanos.
This is pretty all over the place.
I bet we could sell this or the T-shirt online for about the price we paid for this thing. So
yeah, probably.
So guys, check out Loot Crate. Thanks very much, Loot Crate, for sponsoring this video.
Great.
Now back to our regularly scheduled programming.
That was great. Good job, everyone.
Okay, douchebag move of the year may go to Razer. Not it's going to have to be Bethesda, or else everyone's going to yell and scream because that's what everyone wants to hate right now. But do we have any extra hate left over for the Razer Soft Miner?
Of course.
Of course
we're the internet. We always have more hate.
We've got some leftover hate. No, we didn't even have leftover. There's just extra hate.
Surplus hate.
All right.
Yeah.
So Razor Soft Miner is a program that will mine something on your machine. It's mining Razor silver, right?
And it's mining Bitcoin, but Razor is giving in exchange, instead of you mining for your own thing, your Razor is giving you Razor silver in return, which you can then turn around to purchase digital goods only through Razor.
Okay, so Razor's getting real money and you're getting...
Yeah, it's like how when you go to Disney World and you pay you give them a bunch of money to get like Disney Fun Bucks or whatever, like the in only the parks money,
right.
Stuff like that. It's basically that, except Razor's
their advertisement. I mean, this article says it that way, but their advertisement says Razor gear and digital rewards. So maybe you can cash it in for some Razor gear, but still, you have to take into account the fact that you are allowing Razor to use your stuff to do some mining, whether it's Bitcoin or Ethereum. I'm not sure what exactly they're mining, but they're giving you the Razor silver. But the problem with this, from my point of view, is that they're going to be raising your power bill considerably. So your power bill, you may end up spending an extra $10, $15, $20 a month, maybe more, depending on how much this says it's going to use the extra power of your GPU. So let's just say you spend an extra few dollars a month. Is it going to be worth it to get those Razor digital goods?
Yeah.
I mean, this is...
But don't worry, you can get a keychain.
This is completely voluntary, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the thing. It's completely voluntary. I can't see anyone actually doing this. Is anyone going to mine for Razor silver?
Yeah.
Anybody. One person says they're going to do it and actually does it. Mm-hmm. I'll eat a sandwich.
Live on camera?
I will eat a sandwich.
Whoa. Cool.
Live on camera.
Yeah.
Behind a veil for manners.
Yeah.
All right.
Great. Yes.
I didn't mean to include this. It's just something I was looking at the other day.
Monopoly guy, yeah.
But it's funny anyway, so yeah.
Yep.
Google CEO. Oh, God, this guy is great.
Yep.
Well, it's not this guy. I think it's a they. I don't know.
What?
I don't know what they identify as, but someone I saw in the comments was correcting me, like, excuse me, not a guy. Mm-hmm. I was like, whoops. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's the Monopoly man.
Yep.
So whomever it is.
Rich Uncle Pennybags, I think is his name.
So great.
Uncle Pennybags or something like that. Like, I'm pretty sure his name is like something Moneybags or like Tim Moneymaker Shaker.
That's the Monopoly guy's name.
Yeah, Tim Moneymaker Shaker. If you didn't know.
That's from the R&B version of the game.
Yep.
Yo, I'm Tim Moneymaker Shaker.
Frank Monopoly.
Frank Monopoly.
Frank M. Opoly.
Maybe he has a different name in every different version of Monopoly. Yeah. You know?
Oh, yeah, see, Moneybags. There you go. I am right. Yeah, I worked at a game store, folks.
How many times did you sell Monopoly at the game store?
Too much.
Really?
Too much. People would come in and be like, "Oh, Firefly Monopoly. So you mean it's exactly the same thing except with Firefly pieces?" I gotta have it. And it's like, okay, but it's still Monopoly. Like, oh, but there's My Little Pony Monopoly and it comes with the ponies.
The Monopoly man never had a monocle? Did he never have a monocle?
He was too busy getting people out of jail for free.
I'm going to see if you got a monocle. It's just that guy all the time.
No, he doesn't have one.
No, he doesn't have a monocle. Look at that.
But he does have a fancy cane.
Yeah, he's got that cane.
Yeah.
I guess we could show them what we're looking at here.
Yeah. Yeah, we have...
No monocle.
Yeah.
It's weird because, like, in my brain, when he put the monocle on...
It was just like, yeah.
It's like, oh, now that's the
Oh,
Monopoly.
yes, quite.
But now it's the Monopoly person.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know.
We're going to get to our nerd rage talk pretty soon, guys. But first off, let's talk about the work week and how in the future 9 to 5 is not going to be a thing. So Branson is saying that the whole 9 to 5, 5-day work week is going to go away as we move into a future where robots and machines can take over most of our jobs. And he's a company who owns he owns Virgin and
yeah.
Virgin Airlines, I believe, sold to Alaska. I'm not sure about Virgin. I'm not sure about the Virgin in Europe. I'm not sure.
Thanks for subscribing, Brittany.
Hey, thank you so much.
Yeah.
So,
I hate that zombie gif. We can't get rid of it.
We have replaced that 20 times.
Oh, I hate it so much.
Does anybody have an answer to something other than Streamlabs? Because every time we change our stuff, it just reverts back to defaults. Anyway, so Branson is saying that the work week is going away. And if you read between the lines into this stuff, what you're really seeing is another billionaire looking at the technology. He's very technology driven, looking at the technology and saying, hey, pretty soon, all you guys who are working at kiosks, all you guys who are working at help desks, all you guys who are working at fast food restaurants, all you guys who are working at offices, your jobs will be gone and taken over by robots. I mean, Musk's been saying that for a while.
So the key here is quit your job and learn robot repair.
There's a lot of really, I guess, wishful thinking going on. Governments and businesses are clever. If governments and businesses are clever, the advances of technology could actually be really positive for people all over the world. So they say stuff like that, and then they say governments should pay for workers to be retrained. And they're talking about governments and businesses.
Yeah.
Governments and businesses taking care of the public. Which,
they love doing that.
Yeah. I mean, look at France. They know all about how much the government's taking care of them right now, even though you guys get way... See, France has it better than we do as far as like social services and stuff. They're basically a socialist country when it comes to how well they take care of their populace.
Yeah.
But look at them. They have a few things go wrong. If there's some corrupt stuff happening, the businesses get a little bit too much power. And shit goes crazy in France.
Thanks for the host, Nirobs. Nirobs. Yeah.
Or maybe it's Nero BS.
Yeah.
Nero BS. I don't know.
Had enough of this Nero BS.
What, are you going to set my city on fire?
Yeah.
So I call Nero BS. Anyway, where was I going with this? Governments and businesses, really? They're going to pay to retrain people? I think they're going to be too busy making money with all their robots to think about retraining anybody.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, why should I pay any money? Because for you guys, it's not my fault you're useless now. Like, how is it our fault that you are useless? Can anyone see a business paying to retrain someone unless they have a dire need for a human to do something?
Someone's got to plug the robots in. I guess. I don't know.
Start retraining yourselves now is my takeaway for something.
That's why I said go into robot repair.
Robot repair.
Robot repair.
Robot
maintenance. Yep. VCR maintenance. It's going to come back around.
Or go into art, you know?
Yeah.
And if you don't know how to go into art, just go into bullshit and pretend it's art and you'll become famous.
Exactly.
You know? And just like blow your nose on a canvas.
Or you could go into the lucrative market of being on YouTube.
Yeah, we don't do a lot of emotes, Nero BS.
Sorry.
Speaking of being on YouTube, you guys ready to talk about that YouTube Rewind bullshit?
Oh my god.
That was the one phrase review right there.
Yeah. So, if you haven't watched,
we're not gonna watch it.
We're super not watching it right now. I watched it earlier today, and
I had to skip around. I couldn't handle the music.
So first off, like 95% of the people on there, I was like, "Who the fuck is that?" Like,
that's because you're not even old, but that's like,
yeah,
are you that old?
I guess. Like, I was just like, I don't know who any of these people are or why they're important, but it just seems so like.
Rigor will do that. I'll talk to Bartleys. He's awesome. Anyway, back to this. It seems so.
It just seems so like YouTube proving that they're super out of touch with their audience. It was just very like masturbatory on YouTube's end. Like they were just like, yes, we're so good. And we got Will Smith. Like, look how great we're doing. And it was just, So
MKBHD was in the video, right? He's been in the video for a couple of years.
Yep.
And he made a video talking about like the problem, what went wrong. Mm-hmm. And he's kind of like, the director and everyone, they just weren't able to fulfill their vision and they've moved away and they've tried to cram so much in and they just don't know. He didn't really have a version, or he didn't really have an explanation that I found to be anywhere near remotely satisfactory, but he was also in the video.
Yeah.
So here's my breakdown. They tried to take the culmination of young, like, their target audience is generally 12 to 18. That's the
majority,
not the girth.
How did you think Majority and get to girth.
I don't know. My mind's wandering right now. What's the word I was looking for? Majority of YouTube is 12 to 18 years old. So I feel like they have sort of tailored it knowing that that is the case. And they have taken all the pop culture that appeals to that generation, distilled it down to just the surface, base, mainstream bullshit. Completely ignored anything niche or deep or, you know, anything that goes, I guess, just that much deeper than the surface bullshit, right?
Yeah.
And then they took all the YouTubers who, and well, I guess they call them content creators, even though a lot of them are merely streamers, which I have a very hard time calling a streamer a content creator unless they also create content on the side that's not just playing a video game.
Yeah.
That's semantics we'll get into later. They took all of them and crammed them together into this pop culture bullshit. But a lot of it was out of context because MKBHD is not a Fortnite streamer, but he starts off sitting in the Fortnite bus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's all this stuff that's out of context and just shows how, like you were initially saying, it just shows how far YouTube is away from what they used to be.
I mean, MKB, he did make a good point, I think, in his video about it after. And he said that YouTube wasn't making, like, years ago when the first one came out, it was Rebecca Black counting down the 10 most viewed videos of that year.
Right.
Like, uncensored, just whatever the 10 most, didn't matter what they were. Just her doing the countdown.
Uncensored back when YouTube was uncensored.
But now, as he put it, it's more, this YouTube review thing wasn't for us. This was for companies that want to give YouTube money. That's why they had, like, late show hosts and stuff in it, and, like, Fortnite and all the, like, buzzword selling things and stuff in it, because it wasn't for us. It was for people that want to give YouTube money.
So it's a big marketing bullshit thing, being like, holy shit, check out how cool we are. And the older guys with money will look at this and be like, whoa, that looks like all the young stuff I've seen.
Yeah.
They said all
Fortnite, I've heard of that. That makes money, right?
There you go. Buy more advertisements for Procter & Gamble.
Yeah.
And their products. Maybe you're right. Maybe that's all it is. And I think YouTube also has shifted focus in the last several years from what the content creators need, what the content creators are, who they are, and their niche content and the audience. They've shifted their focus from that and, like, pleasing those people to, like, you know what? Let's please the money people and the advertisers. And I've even been in some companies, sometimes even our own company back in the day, when I would have heated arguments about who we should please. Should we please Asus? Should we please Intel? Should we please the marketing people? Or should we please the audience? And I had some pretty heated arguments in the past about that kind of stuff. Like, who should we please? And I obviously think that the audience is the most important. And I don't give a shit if the marketing people can't handle it. If they're like, you know what, we don't like that you said the NSA sucks. Yeah. I'm like, well, fine. Then bye.
See you.
Like, whatever.
Yep.
That's maybe not been the best thing when it comes to hits, especially not for YouTube, because now we're labeled as sensitive on YouTube.
Yeah.
Our politically sensitive. Yeah, politically sensitive content.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway.
I think we're at about the halfway point of the show.
Yeah, you guys want to do a little giveaway?
All right. First giveaway of the show. Next person to become the sword slinger who is also based out of the US will win themselves a mod mic.
Except for Rigor.
He is disqualified. Yep. So if you are US based and you become the sword slinger next, it will so in the chat here, we will congratulate you, and then you can message us and we'll get all the information and stuff like that. Unless it's Rigor, then you can continue to just
call me
sit and spin.
Emo. Why did he call me emo? See, I'm not emo.
You need to have more black eyeliner on to do that.
Oh yeah. No, Rigor can win if he's wherever.
No, you can't.
All right, so next person that
whoever becomes the next sword slinger. Yes, it is the new wireless one. It's their new USB wireless one that does all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah, and it's not Bluetooth. It has a way better audio quality than that.
Oh. Yeah. Super duper nice. Never been opened. Courtesy of Antlion Audio. So,
yes, thanks very much,
when you become the next sword slinger, we will throw all kinds of bells and whistles at you. All right?
Okay, let's talk about a few free things that you guys can grab.
Yeah.
This is still going on. I was hoping it would still be here, but by the time you guys watch it on YouTube, it's too late, sorry. Full Throttle Remastered over at Good Old Games, GOG.com, GOG.com, whatever. Yep. You guys can get Full Throttle Remastered for free. I'm not sure if I like this better than the original version, but if you haven't played it, it's a pretty good place to start. I can't log in with that.
Yeah.
So just come over here, get it for free. Full Throttle is a click adventure by LucasArts. They did Monkey Island. They did Loom. I'm going into the weirder ones. Indiana Jones, The Fate of Atlantis. Sam & Max Hit the Road.
Day of the Tentacle.
Day of the Tentacle. That's Maniac Mansion, Day of the Tentacle. They did all these classic...
Did they do Toonstruck, or was that somebody else?
I don't think they did Toonstruck. Okay. I don't know. I feel like I'm missing a big one. What's the Dia de los Muertos one? The Grim Fandango.
Oh, yeah, Grim Fandango.
So they did all those games, and Full Throttle might be my favorite out of all those. It just might be, because Ben is such a classic character. He's grim and gruff and hilarious. So
Not without my box of bunnies.
Not without my bunnies. Yeah. I highly, highly recommend grabbing that game for free.
So there are going to be other free games to talk about later.
Yeah. What's this? Okay, I don't know if this is officially a thing, but the Chinese, what is it? The Chinese Ethics Review Committee. So the Chinese Ethics Review Committee looked at a bunch of games, and it looks like some of them may be banned for, like, look at these games. Revealing female clothing.
Yep.
Came up over and over in all these games.
Yeah.
Revealing
Inharmonious chat room.
How do you fix that?
Yeah.
So you just have, how do you fix that in China other than like putting up tons and tons of filters that so basically you can only say positive things?
Yeah. Game visuals that promote incorrect values. That is very specific and informative.
Well, you know, Diablo has missions that include fraud.
Yeah.
And there's stuff where you have to trick people. Like, that's the problem they had, that the actual main character was tricking people and doing things that were fraudulent or sneaky. Yeah.
Did they really? Sieg says, I read that they banned banana eating on stream.
What? No. No. That would be funny, but show me a link if it's not The Onion.
Yeah.
Because that would be hilarious to talk about. Anyway, it seems like people are still playing these games, even though a lot of the news media is reporting that they are banned. But maybe the action just hasn't been taken yet. A lot of the games where they were just recommending, like, hey, you've got to take action. So, like, just gotta fix these games. You have to do some corrective action. You have to fix your chat rooms. You have to, like, make the girls put on some clothes. These little booty shorts. Jesus. So, I mean, even some of the Chinese dramas that are out there, they've had to go back in and, like, you know, if a girl had a shirt that was cut down to here, they would have to go back in and Photoshop, like, a black bar or something underneath her shirt for, like, all the frames that you could see, like, any cleavage.
Yeah.
It's a very strange, it's just a strange, oppressive society when it comes to all that sort of thing. But, yeah, if the Chinese market closes to all of these games, it's going to really hurt those developers who are making millions and millions and millions of dollars from Chinese markets.
Yeah.
But let's see what happens. What's next on the list?
Waiting for the next Swordslinger thing.
No Swordslinger.
It hasn't come up yet.
Well,
should happen soon.
All right.
Yeah.
The Outer Worlds, the new Obsidian game, free of microtransactions. I'm supposed to do a slow clap, yes. We've already seen the video, but we got some nice little screenshots here.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Like, I'm going to buy it. Shut up.
Yeah, we're already buying it.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, this game looks really pretty. It's the game. A lot of the mechanics and stuff look a lot like Fallout, but it's apparently an Unreal Engine game, so it'll run way better.
I'm excited.
Way better.
Yeah. I'm super excited.
And it's in this day and age, it's almost sad that we we get so excited about a game that's like a regular game. Like, what do you mean this is like a regular just video game? Like,
oh, you mean you just want me to enjoy playing the game?
No bullshit? No, like, loot boxes or anything like that?
All right. Sounds fake, but...
Yeah, it's... No way. Where's that Fallout article about the loot boxes? That should be next. I can't find it. That should be the next article for sure. No, it is the next article.
Oh, you mean like how I set it up properly?
You did set it up properly, so...
Thank you for your subscription, Timber King.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll stream more often during the week. That would be cool. All right, so Fallout 76, there is an ESM file. There's some ESM files you can dig around and look at the code and stuff like that. Apparently, there are some lunchboxes that have been mentioned in the code of the game, but looks like Jess Maine did some digging, right? Mm-hmm. Because he's snowed in, of course.
Yeah.
What else is he going to do up there in Maine?
Yeah.
But thanks for all this digging, and he sort of like looked at all the lunchboxes in Fallout 76 to see what sort of features were planned for these lunchboxes. And if you guys have missed this and missed some of the news about this, it looks like the lunchboxes may be equivalent to loot boxes, right?
Makes sense.
But there are some codes in here that show, like, look at this, all these events, all these animations. It appears as though the lunchboxes, when opened, are going to be a visual event for all to see. So whenever you open a lunchbox, everybody who you're playing online with on the server or whatever is going to be like, oh, look, Justin opened a lunchbox and got a really awesome, rare pair of goggles or something.
Okay, yeah.
I really want those goggles. They give you night vision.
Sure.
I really want those goggles.
Yeah.
So
now everyone on the server knows that I just got this really rad item.
They're going to be jealous, and maybe they're going to be enticed to buy their own. So, similar to the way EA would put players with really good gear in the same server with players with really shitty gear, and they had a system that would do this,
so that you could be like, "Wow, that guy's so cool and good."
Yeah, and their reasons for doing this were literally to entice the players with inferior gear to be more like the alpha player. Of course, the one who spends the most money is the alpha player.
Of course.
So there's
money makes you alpha,
but also like maybe they'll want to come kill you and try to loot you. But even then, the PvP in that game is kind of a mess.
Yeah, like that. So W. Barnes said it, and that's the first thing I said too. Was like, so then everyone's griefing you. Even if you have to like accept PvP,
right,
you're still just gonna have a bunch of people coming up and like shooting you all the time and stuff. If you have a good enough item,
right?
So
that's the main one.
And then you're just gonna have to deal with more bullshit. It seems like, I don't know.
Is Fallout even going to put these into the game now at this point? Because Fallout 76 is at a point where there's so much negative press, and Bethesda just cannot seem to turn anything around or do anything right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even like they recently had an issue where they were having issues with their 21:9 support, and they're like, "Oh, we're going to support ultra wide monitors," and then they would tweet things like, "Oh, it looks really great in the labs. Our updates are looking really great in the labs," and then they finally released the update, and it was just a simple INI tweak that you can do on your own, and it barely works.
I need to stop you for just a moment.
Hey!
Release the Kraken. You are now the sword slinger.
Release the Kraken. Show up in the comments to claim your mod mic. Are you in the USA?
Yes.
Sir?
Release the Kraken. Are you in the USA? If you are, this mod mic is yours. Release the Kraken.
We'll ask again in a minute. Release the Kraken has until the next sword slinger is announced to claim his prize.
Yes.
These are the rules I've just made up.
These are great rules. I love these rules. Yeah. You are. I am. Release the Kraken. Please send us a message, a whisper message, and we will, after the show's over, and we will talk about getting this to you, okay?
Yeah.
Congratulations. You are the sword slinger, and a winner is you. Huzzah.
Sweet. All right. Well, that worked out.
Yeah. Great.
Didn't even have to be like, oh, I'm sorry, you're in Bulgaria. We can't ship that far.
Don't worry, guys. We have still more things to give away. So it's going to be great.
Mm-hmm. Including lunch with me on your dime.
Yep.
Oh, God. If I was a real CEO.
Yeah.
You guys are going to win lunch with me on your dime.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about the Epic Store for just a minute, because a lot of people are belly aching like crazy. I've been looking at Reddit, because this week I've been feeling like, hey, let's see what the gamers are talking about. Let's see what the audience is talking about. Where are you off to? So I've been looking at Reddit a little bit, and it seems like a lot of people are very negative and worried about the Epic Game Store. And this happens every time a new game store comes out. The Origin comes out, they're freaking furious. Uplay comes out, people are like, why? Even GOG in the beginning bored him away. So people are all worried about it because there's no user review system yet. The games are... there's a lot of indie games that are being incentivized to go straight to the Unreal Engine and be exclusive on the the Unreal Store and be exclusive there, or the Epic Store, whatever it is. I keep calling it the Unreal Store because I'm used to saying Unreal Engine.
Epic.
But
Store.
I want to defend them a little bit, but not too much.
Okay.
Because I feel like Epic should be allowed to have their own store and give them a couple of months to figure things out, guys. They're making so much money, they can obviously afford to figure things out. And I also want to remind everyone, when Steam first came out, people moaned and complained and were upset. And there were articles on the internet being like, are you serious? I now have to install this stupid, clunky software just to get to play Half-Life that I wanted to play in the first place? Yeah, people were so upset.
Yeah.
But now people, it's like they can't even have a computer without Steam. Like, what would they do without Steam?
Yeah. That's why computers come with like, oh, the Steam button is just like, oh, you got a button that will just bring up Steam for you.
Right.
Seen it.
Yeah.
Yes, Rigor, I am a Southpaw. Do we want to do what we're playing, so we can get to the next Sword Slinger and stuff?
Yeah, we should do that.
Right.
Anyway, that's. I just want to say, guys, wait for Epic and see what they do. They're still feeling things out, and give them feedback like you guys are doing. But just wait and see what happens before you guys sling hatred toward Epic's direction.
Agreed.
All right, let's see what we're playing. This is a good starting spot.
Yeah, like just to show off everything. So this is the Book of Demons. Book of Demons. It's kind of like Diablo had a baby with Paper Mario.
All right.
With a little bit more on rails, though. So what you're doing is you're fighting your way down, all the way to the bottom to get to this guy.
Does it have a rubber ducky? Did he just pull a rubber ducky?
He does.
Yes.
Yeah. So you can see what I'm saying about everything's kind of done in this like paper style, like everything's made out of folded paper and stuff like that. But you have 3 different heroes to choose from. You got a warrior, you got a rogue, and you got a wizard. I'm playing the warrior because that's what you start as. And so then each level you're tackling different things and moving along the map. So one of the cool things about this one, it has this thing called Flexoscope, which lets you decide how long you want to spend. It will give you a rough estimation. So like if you only have 10 minutes to play the game, you could set the level to be very small and just play through one really quickly. If you got a lot of time to sit down and shred, you can set yourself to a little bit of a longer session, which is pretty cool.
Oh, but it looks like the bigger sessions are lost. They're locked.
Yeah, you have to unlock them.
You can only play 22-minute sessions, but you can play multiple 22-minute sessions, right? All right?
Until you unlock further and further and further.
All right.
Let's pick a small. So you can see how it changes.
And you'll stack the different levels of the dungeon over here dependent upon that.
Correct.
And when you get very big, you can get down to the bottom.
Yep, and obviously the more time that you're willing to delve into it, the more rewards you get for it. Right. So, yeah, so we'll just start with small, just to give you a feel for what it's like. Give you kind of an enemy preview here.
So you go in and you're picking an enemy to fight.
Oh no, these are all enemies that will appear on the stage.
All right.
So now you have, this randomly generated.
These guys played a lot of board games. Mm-hmm. Like you can tell, like the tiles pop out, the cards.
Yeah. So here you can see you move through, and it's all about beating up every enemy and finding all the stuff on the levels. Different enemies will have different interaction things, like these guys are poison guys that do a little nova when you kill them. Some guys have shields, some guys have ranged attacks, all kinds of different stuff. But it's all about moving through here and clearing out each level and trying to move through, and they get more and more hectic as you go.
And you're basically clearing it like Diablo.
Correct.
You get your weapons and click, click, click.
Basically,
attack.
yeah.
Click to attack.
And then the other...
it is action combat because you are clicking to attack.
Correct. And the more you click, the more damage you can do. You can kind of just passively let it attack, and it will passively attack. But if you want to start like railing into things, you want to actively click.
Now, one thing I want to mention from a development standpoint is they have saved a ton of time by only animating the movement in these little hops and stuff.
Yeah.
There are some movements like wings will move and like the characters will shake. The arm there moves, but there's not fluid animation, but it still ends up looking good because of the cardboard cutout style.
Yeah, it's that whole paper aesthetic. It really makes it work nicely.
But it saved them a ton of time. I just like from development, it probably saved them a ton of time. The effects these days, like all the different sparkles and fog effects. And
like you can see the fog rolling off of things here and things like that.
Those are generally things that are pretty easy to do with most modern engines. So I think it's kind of cool that they thought of a way to save themselves time so they can focus more on the gameplay than the animation system.
Oh yeah. So the whole aesthetic's pretty nice. So the other thing too is that there's a little bit of deck management to this game.
So it's got all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Let me walk away here from this big bad doing some crap over here, and I'll show you. So you find cards as you go through, artifact cards, item cards, and you unlock more in your arsenal as you go through, and these will cause different effects like healing or different upgrades to your characters, and you can...
Are there weapons as well in here?
Yep, so weapons, special attacks, things like that.
So the cards will basically serve as your different upgrades.
Correct.
And
so
your
that's
weapon upgrades.
Yep, and then you also get your level up power here where you can kind of focus more on your mana aspect of things or on your health aspect of things. Mana is what you use to actually equip more stuff, and health keeps you alive, obviously.
Right.
So,
I feel like it's going to appeal to Diablo fans, Magic fans,
yeah,
Gwent fans, just
a little bit. I mean,
stuff.
like the card system is not like crazy in depth,
right.
But it does have some cool stuff, and you get to interact with a lot on the screen, which is pretty fun.
Pretty game.
Yeah, it's fun. I don't know if I would play this for years, but I would definitely want to try to get to the end of it.
Yeah.
So I did hear from reading something that the townsfolk kind of do a funny song at the end of the game when you defeat everything.
Are we allowed to say what the funny song is?
No one said.
Anybody want a spoiler?
Yeah, it's a spoiler.
If you guys want a spoiler, if you don't want a spoiler,
yeah,
mute your audio now. You get 5 seconds. All right, what do they sing at the end of the game?
So apparently at the end of the game they sing "Holding Out for a Hero" by Bonnie Tyler. Yeah. I'm holding out for a hero to the end of the night. That one? Yeah. So apparently they sing that at the end when you beat the bad guy. That alone gives me enough desire to like at least want to beat the game once.
Right.
I don't know if I'd want to play through it every single time with all 3 of the different classes, but it's funny enough to at least want to try through it once. And the characters make some good references and stuff like that. There's definitely like Monty Python references made, and like, you know, there's a guy that's like not Deckard Cain but Deckard Cain, and like he like coughs make a Deckard Cain reference and then kind of like glosses over. So there's stuff like that in here. So it's entertaining, it's fun. It's not the most amazing game that's ever been made, but if you're into this kind of style, it's worth checking out.
And if you're holding out for a hero,
yeah, till the end of the game.
Nice. Rico's got a problem with your Weird Al wallpaper.
That man is a national treasure.
That was my takeaway from this.
Yeah, that's all. I wasn't even paying attention because I was so mad at Rigor for calling Weird Al out like that. Yeah.
You should win something for for getting our goat all day.
Yeah. For funsies, to answer your question.
Funsies.
I'm reading the person's name.
Funsies.
Yeah. Get over it.
Funsies.
Yeah.
Like you're using another cute word. Those are not allowed.
No, I'm reading someone's name.
Funsies, cute words are not allowed here.
Calm yourself.
I can't handle it. My heart
so
can't handle it.
The name of that game was The Book of Demons, and I just want to show this off. Can you hold up to the webcam here? So these guys sent me a card, and because it's all paper-based and stuff like that, they actually turned into a cool fold-out here. So, as a result of talking with these guys and looking at all these stuff, we have 2 keys to give away for Book of Demons. So the next 2 sword slingers, regardless of location, will be getting can win some keys.
Wait, we're in Portland, regardless of age, race, location, orientation. What else do they say on every door?
I don't know.
You open up every door in Portland says
race,
all that on
creed,
it.
gender, something.
Yeah,
a million things. So regardless of whatever, we have keys for you, except Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what our door says.
Yep. So, when you become the sword slinger,
it's still me.
Add to the queue, and you'll be getting some keys. Congratulations.
We got to thank people for all the holiday chocolate they're sending us.
Chocolate. All this chocolate.
This is from Synology. Thanks very much, guys. You guys are awesome.
We got some.
You need to have a very sweet tooth for Godiva.
Oh my God, Diva.
So those have been great to hand out to people who come into the office and make it seem like we're considerate.
And these are from Asus, and these look amazing.
All right,
these are worth showing off.
I feel like I have to say sorry to Synology first because the Asus ones are
better.
They're not better. They're just like little works of food coloring art. Look at this thing.
Yeah.
Which one is this one? Coffee or peanut
and
butter?
I have to read.
And look at this one. It's
one of them's like
this is a spaceship
coffee.
right here.
Yeah.
Look at this spaceship.
It's a piece of the galaxy taken into chocolate form.
Look, what is this? How much not good for you can you put on this thing? All these colors. Mm-hmm. It's ink. I'm going to eat this ink.
Yes. Tech companies like to send you chocolate during the holidays. Chocolate.
That's good because it's not that sweet.
Yeah.
I can't handle things that are extremely sweet.
I'm just going to pull this back up again because I want Rigor to get upset.
No, okay, I want to know, like, why would Weird Al sketch anyone out? What's sketchy?
Yeah, that man is a treasure.
What's sketchy about Weird Al? And it was like when all the allegations were coming out, you didn't even have to ask. You know Weird Al is an upstanding, respectable dude.
Yeah.
So. Okay, we got chocolate. You got a 2080 Ti, and I want to hear about it.
Yeah, she's setting us up right now. Like Tasty's gonna be like, "Oh wait, you got chocolate from the manufacturers? I just got this 2080 Ti." Like,
which I'm really happy that I want to know like how the games are looking right now. But getting a 2080 Ti, I messaged like everyone because I wanted to put it into one of our builds. I mean, secretly, selfishly, I wanted to be able to use it for some of the game development that we barely have time to do recently. But, you know.
If you tell me you got a 2080 Ti and chocolate, we are fighting.
I don't care. You guys can fight. Anyway, yeah, I called everyone, and they were all like, "Ugh, we don't have any 2080 Ti's, man. They're like going to people who matter."
Yeah, people who matter.
Yeah.
Well... Yeah, that sounds about right.
That means you matter.
Yep. Congratulations on mattering.
Mm-hmm. You know what matters to me, though? Playing video games, and I really want to play Witchfire because it's made by... it's made by a group of people who made so many different games. Like The Vanishing of Ethan Carter was on the list, but also Painkiller. So these guys have not only made, like, you know, Doom... can we say Dusk style now?
Yes, a Duskian.
A Dusk style game.
Yeah.
Well, it came out before Dusk, but you know, like Doom, Duke Nukem, old school style shooters. And then they also made The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. Now we have this Witchfire game. They announced it last year with this really cool looking trailer, and they've kind of disappeared since 2017. And I was really excited about this because it looked beautiful. It's Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
God, this looks good.
Go after those witches. Witches get stitches.
Go sit in the corner until I'm done. Yeah. Anyway, they just came back out of hiding. Still working on it. Some video clips and stuff. The environments look beautiful. I just want to know when I can play it.
Yeah, right.
Oh, look at that thing.
It's a log witch.
A log witch?
Yeah. There are obviously different kinds of witches based off of what they're holding.
All right.
So that one's a log witch. It focuses on casting spells that affect logs.
Oh, I was thinking it was a sandwich of logs.
Lord Vader Derp Leet. You have won yourself a Book of Demons key.
Lord Vader Derp.
Send us a private message and we will give you your key.
Yeah, also show up there. Yep, there you are. Cool.
Yep.
Private messages, and Justin will take care of all the details because he's good with minutia.
Yep. Lord Vader Derp. I'm even writing it down.
Wonderful. Oh, look at that. You're on top of all this stuff.
It's my job, man.
What's next on the menu today to talk about? We're if you're just joining us, here in a minute, we're going to get to we haven't even gotten to the beefy stuff yet.
I know, we're still just on the peripheral. We're just giving stuff away and like having a good time. We haven't even talked about the rage part.
Yeah, Gamer Rage is coming up soon. We're going to talk about Gamer Rage and the psychology of it, and I'm going to offer some very, very good psychological advice because I'm so good at that.
Yeah. You have it together.
No one has ever jumped off a bridge after talking to me.
Nope.
That I'm aware of. But I don't pay attention.
I mean, it's not like they would survive to tell you about it.
Yeah, they've never come back to me and said they killed themselves.
Yeah.
Oh. Speaking of...
Thanks for joining, Crazy Black Dragon.
Speaking of killing yourselves, you should buy our products.
Yeah.
The best segue I've ever done.
Oh, my God, man.
Yes.
You go sit in the corner and think about what you've done.
Hey, I'm going to do it like it's 1980-something.
Okay.
And not worry about the consequences of what I say because there's not a giant internet ready to pick apart everything I say.
That's true. Ah, the 80s.
Yeah. Back when people couldn't... They had to get together in bars and critique everything you did, not on the internet. Mm-hmm. All right, so we've lowered the price on the standard issue mouse. Still my favorite mouse currently. Yo, when I'm in games killing y'all...
It's because of this fennec.
You better know it's not my skill.
One becomes the sword slinger. One does not simply become the sword slinger. No, one becomes... It randomly picks someone out of the chat room. It's purely random.
It's not how it's going to be in the game, though.
No.
You're going to have to do some shit.
No. One does not simply become the sword slinger.
Can you win the 2080 Ti? If I had one to give away, no.
No. Still no.
No.
You can win it by paying us for it, and then we'll ship it to you.
Anyway, head over to epicpass.com to enjoy our low prices. All right, moving right along. Near Automata.
Yeah.
You guys should check this out if you like this game, but wanted to play it with the mouse. There is now a new mouse mod that is out.
It's a whole overhaul because apparently the latest edition did not have good enough controls still.
Well, let me see if I can show you some of the especially you can tell when you're doing like aiming and stuff like that. Come on, where's some of the aiming? Base game. There's a terrible mouse acceleration. I haven't played this game yet. So, but now you can actually play it with a mouse instead of the mouse trying to pretend it's a controller. Where's the part where it shows there it is, like the aiming now. This is the base game. See how you're like, it keeps acting like it's an analog stick even though you're using a mouse. And then when you have the mod enabled, you can actually aim at things.
Oh, that looks so much better.
Yeah. And I still don't know if and when I'm going to play this game. I'm curious about the plot. I've heard it's pretty good.
I started playing it and then stopped and never went back to it, but I keep on being like, oh, maybe I should start playing that again. And then, you know.
People said that since I like Deus Ex, that I would love this, and I can't see that many similarities in the combat and stuff, but...
That's like the people that told me I would like Harry Potter because I like Dungeons & Dragons.
You probably would like Harry Potter.
No.
You would probably like Harry Potter. I didn't have much of an opinion of it. I'm now in the middle of book 4 over the last few weeks. It's I think that she should hire someone else to name all of her characters.
Yeah.
Because that's
what, like Rumpus Dorfley is not a good enough name for you?
No, like all the characters who may be bad are like, my name is Evil Black Death Man.
Like Sinestral Malfeasance.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, okay.
Just that's my biggest complaint is that sometimes it's a bit ridiculous. No, if it's a nice character, it's like it's like Fluffy McDougal or whatever.
Like, oh, well, I know what side they're on.
Yeah, it's so yeah.
Like if I named all my D&D characters that, like, there would be no suspense anymore because it would be like, Captain Nefario is here, and they'll be like, oh, I bet we can trust him for the entirety of the session. Like, Mr.
Nefario Nulliferous.
Yeah.
All these, like, evil-sounding things.
Brant's Devilman. Like,
Wonder what his alignment is.
Hmm.
Otherwise, the characters are tons of fun. And I get the feeling that as I'm reading Harry Potter, I get the same feeling I get when I'm into like the book It, which is weird.
Yeah.
And also Stranger Things, because it's a group of kids getting themselves into all kinds of deeper, heavier things. You know what I mean? So you've got these crazy kids breaking the rules, going behind the adults' back, sneaking around. Same thing with It.
Because the adults are useless and don't help them. Yeah.
Or they're too set in their ways, or, or the kid's the chosen one.
Yeah.
Like Harry Potter, he's kind of the chosen one. Anyway.
Something like that.
Tons of fun.
Yeah.
You guys ready to start talking about gamer rage? This was inspired by a little post I saw here on Reddit about, like, this is almost a satire because it's so spot on. Like, I'm a miserable neckbeard and I'm angry and I hit myself on all this sort of thing.
Like, I'm a miserable neckbeard failure IRL and I use video games to try... Should read this in the Skeletor voice.
All right.
Yeah.
Should we?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to read this very serious email. We're going to be totally irreverent here to this poor guy.
Okay.
Can you see it? I mean, want me to embiggen it and put it over there?
Yeah, a noble... Yeah, please bring it over here so I can see it.
All right, so we're going to read this in Skeletor's voice. And then we'll talk about gamer rage after we've...
Yeah. All right.
I am a miserable neckbeard failure IRL, and I use video games to try to escape that reality.
Hang on, my glasses are fogging up.
Can you see without him?
Yep. Oh. Recently, I've been getting into For Honor after a few months of not playing it, and I just keep failing and failing and failing! The other people are just superior to me. I get angrier and angrier, you boob, because I know they will leave the match believing themselves to be better than me, and they will keep on believing that for the rest of their lives. I don't want to stop playing because that's worse than losing, because it's willingly losing. I try to beat and humiliate them as much as they beat and humiliate me to win my dignity back, but it never works because they are superior to me. So, I will never win my dignity back. I don't want to play against the AI because they're designed to be won against. I can't feel any pride for beating them, and even if I did, I would be ashamed of being so pathetic that I consider winning against bots an achievement. Sometimes I get so angry that I punch the wall, but I try to punch the wall, but I flinch at the last seconds because I am afraid of hurting my skeletal hand, which makes me even angrier because it shows just how powerless I am. He-Man. Anyway, I spent the last half hour screaming swear words at my TV, and now I have a headache because I kept hitting my head in order to redirect the urge to break my controller. How do I stop being a worthless loser who yells at video games?
Easy. This is very easy.
Dear Skeletor.
Just stop being an idiot. There you go. I fixed all your problems. Just stop being a dumb, worthless piece of garbage. See, how easy is that? Wow.
Yeah.
So he needs anger management. There's a lot of deeper issues here.
Yeah, that kind of, that, like, the way that they're describing that goes beyond just, like being upset at video games. If you're that easily upset, then there is some larger issue that you need to be working on, like, outside of video games.
Right, but I don't think there's enough people out there talking about gamer rage. And I've experienced some gamer rage. I never, okay, what's the game that makes you yell? Is there a game that makes you yell at your screen and be like, what the fuck? Is there something, any game that makes you actually yell? Or do you ever play games when you're not smoking?
That would imply I'm somehow not high at some point.
Yeah. Have you ever not high long enough to be angry?
No, there's... I think I kind of avoid games like that I know are going to piss me off. Like I did get mad at PUBG,
right?
When I played it, but then I realized I was like, this is just more infuriating than it is fun. And once like a game tips into that infuriating over fun ratio, I just stop playing. Like I don't feel like I'm being a failure if I'm walking away from the game. It means the game doesn't appeal to me, and not every single video game has to appeal to every single person. Also, guy, it's For Honor. It's okay to walk away from For Honor. Lots of people have walked away from For Honor.
Game's a little messed up. I did not have fun playing For Honor, and I tried because I love those kind of games, but that one just did not do it for me. But, okay, so Tasty goes the other route. She gets sad, and worries that she'll never be good at anything. So that's a thing where you like you feel like a failure because you get sad instead of angry.
Yeah.
So that's another feeling.
I mean, like. I don't feel bad about losing in games. It's when the people are like, "Oh, you suck, you piece of shit, get good after." Right. Like when they rub it in your face, and you're just like, "You fucking turd!" Like, right? Win graciously, you know.
Yeah,
like
you put up a fight, you shot them a couple times. They kill you, then they come over with their little webcam mic, and you hear, "Get good, noob."
Yeah, it's like fuck you. Like that more than like actual gameplay makes me angry about playing a game. It's when I have to deal with some like shitty 12-year-old that thinks that they know every swear word on the planet and like wants to tell me that they got good and that I need to get better than them because they have no life. Like whatever. Like I don't fucking care.
I feel like a lot of this has to do with perspective, even including that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's very difficult to get outside of yourself to have a more wholesome perspective. I'll tell you my rage story right now. So the last couple of years, I finally realized that I can get mad at games. I never had really been like furious at a game before. I've even played a lot of competitive games back in the day, like even old school competitive games, and didn't get this angry until I played Mario Kart 8.
Oh, yeah.
And it would be like, I really enjoy the mechanics of the sliding in those kind of games. I love like sliding around corners and stuff. But the thing about Mario Kart 8 is that anyone can get completely screwed. You can be in first place by quite a large margin, and you can, and like I've had some times where I'm in first place and I can see the goal, and I'm like, yeah! And I look at the thing on the little map, and everyone's way behind me, and then a blue shell will hit you.
Yep.
And as soon as a blue shell hits you, you'll spin and go off the edge.
And then you land again, and then they shoot 3 red shells at you, and then 2 people hit you, and then Bowser hits you because you're not a heavyweight, and then
right, and then you go spin out again. So I've had instances where I'm playing that game and I'm in first, and everyone's way behind, and I'm like, yeah, I feel good, I'm about to win, and then I go from first and I end in last place, and all the while I could see, the goal.
Yeah.
And that's the only time I've wanted to break a controller, and I've stood up, screamed, "Fuck this game," and turned it off. But it happens to everyone who's playing it.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone gets screwed equally, but Jesus.
I felt that way about Mario Party games before, but then again, that's more sitting at the couch with someone and being like, fuck you, you fucking suck.
Nintendo ruins relationships, Nintendo ruins families.
Yeah.
And they do it while pretending to be a wholesome company.
Yeah.
That is malicious.
I think, for me personally, I've also seen, having worked at a game store, I've seen gamers get really upset and throw tantrums in public, and that has helped really put things in perspective.
What do you mean? Like playing at the kiosk?
Like a Magic player will lose a game with their perfectly crafted deck, and they'll just sit there and go,
and then
and they'll throw cards away, and they're like, fuck, and stomp out of the store. I've seen it happen.
I'm so glad I turned the mic down before
people
this segment.
I've watched people throw other people's cards off the table. I've watched grown-ass adults get up in 11-year-olds' faces about Magic and be like, and yell at them and things like that. I've had to ask people to leave the store because they were being so aggressive at another player for losing that it was you cannot play anymore, bruh. You gotta go,
Right.
And that helped curve my rage a lot, because I was kind of just every time I started getting mad at him, I think about those guys having a tantrum, and I'm like,
and how it looked as an outsider, looking on and being like, whoa, that's not balanced.
Yeah. So even in the privacy of my own home, I'm not gonna get that upset. Mostly because also my dog sits in my room when I video game, and I do not want to scare her. She's a gentle soul that doesn't do well being frightened. So
I want a T-shirt. I am Gurf. Nintendo filed my divorce papers. I want a T-shirt with that and a blue shell on it.
Yeah.
Just oh God! Throw us some of your rage stories in the comments. We're gonna get to
what
them.
What game really pisses you off? Also, a good way to get over a game that you get raged at, when this For Honor guy, find a game that you're good at, or play a game that's specifically designed to be gentle and relaxing or something. After it's seeing a horror movie and then being so spooked out by it that you need to watch a cartoon after or something.
I mean,
I don't know.
The thing here with him is he's so into making sure that game. I'm gonna crank this off unless we want to do it one more time. One more time for the road. Yeah.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Anyway, with him, he's bent on proving something almost to himself, where he feels pathetic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he doesn't want to walk away from the game. So that's the perspective we have to try to step back from.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a difficult one that we'll address in a second. First off, I want to also mention that Player Unknowns was another one that I got really upset with because I felt like it didn't respect me. Mm-hmm. The game has no respect for you or your time, or anything like that, because it's one of those games where someone can be outside in a bush and you can't see them. They're just there in a bush. They have no skill. They're in a bush, and it's I've been inside looting, and I'm looting, and you could spend 20 minutes never seeing another player in that game, just looting, and as soon as you walk out the door of a place, there's a guy in a bush, you're dead.
Yep.
And it's and then I would just be sit there and be I just spent 20 minutes that I could have been reading, that I could have been learning, that I could have been working, that I could have been, and I start beating myself
playing
up.
Playing a game that's actually fun.
And I get mad at myself, and I would get so upset, and I'd be why am I doing this? And then I'd be but I really want to get a kill. And I would play another round and be and then it happened again. I'd be this mother. Yeah, I would just sit there and kind of seethe internally and be why this stupid game? Why does it make me play it? It's addicting to come back and want to compete and I had to quit cold turkey. I had to uninstall the game. What do we got?
Futeki 360.
Yep.
Congratulations. You are now the Sword Slinger, which means you have won a key for Book of Demons if you reply before the next Sword Slinger is announced. So please let us know that you are here. Futeki.
We'll get you a game key.
And we'll get you a game key, but only if you let us know that you are here. If you're just passively watching and not listening, then you don't count. So please mention something in the comments and message us separately.
All right. Back to what I was saying. So
Yeah.
I found that for me, I really, really, really just like, I wanted to jump back in and play another round and try to get a couple of kills, or just try to, I try to have a skill fight with someone where it's not just hiding in bushes and stuff. Like have like an actual square off where we're like running around a building and like both of us have guns, and like that's fun. It's a lot of fun to like actually shoot the weapons and stuff. So I finally just uninstalled it. I didn't want to uninstall it. I wanted to play more. I just forced myself to quit cold turkey, and I waited. And after about 2 or 3 weeks, I realized that my stress levels had gone down considerably. I was back to doing my other stuff, like working on websites and doing all the other stuff I like to do, research, whatever.
Yeah.
And my overall just happiness throughout the day was higher. But also, I wanted to play some video games, so I installed. I mean, everyone has a huge Steam library. Who has fewer than 20 games in their Steam library? Anyone? Who has fewer than 50? All right, so go through your Steam library, check some of those games you haven't played, install them, single player, multiplayer, whatever, and try them out. And all of a sudden, I was enjoying games again. I was like, I'd forgotten that games were supposed to be enjoyable, and I think that's the biggest problem with a lot of this stuff is people forget that games are an escape, they're entertainment. It's the goal of all humanity, entertainment. Yeah. That is the ultimate achievement, because we are in a universe where things are against us. We have to eat, we have to hunt, we have to gather, we have to build, we have to sleep, we have to, all these things we have to do, and now we're in a society where you have to have money, you have to do this, you have to have a job. So there's all these things that you have to do to stay alive, and the entertainment is the ultimate goal. That's like the nirvana. It's the balance for all the bullshit, right? It's the balance for all the hard work you have to do. So if you're working all day to make money to make ends meet, and then you come home and you're stressing yourself out at home, you're going to be a very unbalanced, unhappy individual all the time.
Yeah. If you never take a break from the stress, you're just gonna freaking.
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? All right.
I think if people just step back from their perspective and think about the fact that this is supposed to be entertaining and fun and enjoyable and not stressful. If you can just continually think about that above all else, above your pride, if it's going to be difficult to do because it's going to feel like, you're having to squash some of your own feelings, which is never easy to do or never what you want to do. But don't even think of it try not to think of it that way. Try to think of it as like, listen, I've got all these feelings and stuff, but this is supposed to be enjoyable. And if it's not, don't do it. And why? Because the end result is a happier experience. Or smoke weed.
Yeah. You got to exit. But yes.
Yeah.
Or 100%.
Or mind-altering drugs.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's so much easier just to, like, the downside is it makes you care about things that are important, or makes you not care about things that are important. However, it also makes you not care about things that are unimportant, which is really rad.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been wanting to talk about Gamer Rage for a while.
Okay.
Because it's just, we're pretty much done with it, but it's been a topic that I've heard so many people, I've heard so many people complaining about games lately. I've heard so many people complaining about metagaming on the internet. I've heard so many people frustrated about like getting made fun of on the internet for gaming the way they want to game. And it's like people forgot that this is a fun activity.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I always think it's kind of funny when people get upset at Dark Souls, though, because are
you aware
they're
of what
very
you're
upfront. Like Dark Souls is like very upfront about it, you know. So it's not like, what? This game is like, so it's that always gets.
Well, I mean, Dark Souls should be for people who actually enjoy a challenge. But if you hate a challenge, then why are you playing it?
Don't play it in the first place.
Yeah.
Speaking of something that's fun.
And not extremely challenging.
Not extremely challenging, but fun. Oh no, it's dropped down to now. It's back to money again.
Well, never mind.
Never mind.
It's still 75% off.
Yeah, still $5. Lego the Hobbit was free
last night.
Now it's not. So sad.
But guess what is free?
Yeah. Speaking of something Epic is doing really rad right now, is they're giving away Subnautica for free.
I mean, it's something that a lot of the platforms have done. Even Twitch has done this. If you have Twitch Prime, you can click on the little crown, claim your free stuff. But all the new platforms out there are trying to entice people to come over to their platform, so they're giving away stuff for free. But Subnautica is a game that is well worth playing.
Foguin, you're right. Like, getting mad at Dark Souls is like hitting your thumb with a hammer and getting mad at the hammer. Like, that's exactly what people who get mad at Dark Souls is.
Yeah.
Like,
but he's also right here. Subnautica is
fucking great.
You want to see this is a trailer?
Futeki, your time is running out. Futeki 360. Please say something in the comments if you want to claim your key. Otherwise, y'all gonna lose it.
Here's some gameplay. It looks slow, and I wouldn't say it is slow, but like there's a lot of really interesting exploration. A little bit of combat, but they did a lot of things right in this game. So it's free. Why do we have to like justify? Just go get it and try it. It's free.
Yeah. You literally have nothing to lose except a little bit of space on your computer to download it. Like, just go.
And you can free that up later if you really want to.
You ain't like it? Oh, well.
Yeah. All right, ready to move on?
Yes.
The Metro 2033 film, canceled. Yep. You know why? Because they wanted to Americanize it.
Yeah.
And I want to say cheers to Dmitry Gulkovsky. Gulkovsky, yeah.
Sure.
So cheers to him, the original author, for not letting him go through with the butchery of his IP.
Yeah.
So they were going to set it in Washington, D.C., and they were going to change so many things. There's a lot of...
I feel like Americanizing it also implies, like, it'll have a happy ending, and everyone's going to win at the end.
Is that part of Americanization?
A lot of the time it seems like that American movies have to have everybody winning at the... It always has to have a happy ending and stuff like that. I don't know.
Right. And probably going to be a lot of tongue-in-cheek, like cheesy dialogue and stuff like that, which I'm all for if it's 80s style, but I don't know about the new modern style. I've been watching a lot of 80s movies lately, so I'm all for people like Schwarzenegger pinned someone to a wall in a movie I was watching last night and just like, stick around. That kind of
yes.
shit. Like, they're quick and stupid. I'm all for that, but sometimes it can get a bit over the top. Anyway, it's weird to think canceled as opposed to like finding a new writer.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll look for a new writer or something like that. There's a lot of Nazi versus communist. I guess a lot of that is part of the story, and that doesn't work so well in Washington D.C. And then there's also in the game you have the Dark Ones, and they said that was problematic because Washington D.C. is mostly a black city, and so the connotations all got twisted around, and it becomes like a weird issue now. So they were like, well, we're going to need to rename the Dark Ones, right? But that's like, it's too much.
Yeah.
Like, too many changes are going to need to be made to make this okay.
Yeah.
And half the movie shot in a Starbucks. Yes. Yeah. Zero logic.
Due to corporate sponsors, our base will be located in a McDonald's. Like.
Oh God. Right.
Yeah. So I just want to talk about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse came out.
Is it a movie or is it?
Yeah, it's a movie. And it's been getting like amazing reviews everywhere. I'm probably gonna go see it this weekend. I'm really excited about it. So
it's a 3D or is it cartoon cell shaded? What is this?
It's cartoon. Yeah. But basically, the really great thing about it is
he
that
just punched a car.
Yeah, it introduces Miles Morales, which is a lot of fun. But I'm looking forward to it.
They just give away something right there.
Not really.
All right.
Yeah. So much to that same, like the next thing.
All right.
Is Mortal Engines. So I didn't know this was a movie coming out until I just happened to catch a preview for it, and the whole time I was watching the preview, I was like, no fucking way, no, this can't be a thing. It's a thing. So for those of you that don't know what Mortal Engines is about, is that at some point history like fell apart, and now all the cities have turned into like giant mobile stations that like roll around the earth, taking other cities and absorbing them into them. Like literally the video, the girl's like, "Oh no, it's London!" Like, like it's just. This looks so fucking bad. I can't even help it.
I can't wait till Mystery Science Theater gets their hands on this.
Yeah.
That would be fun. See, the thing, the reason this is relevant is because it's written by Peter Jackson, who was in charge of all the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit movies. And I'm going to say something that maybe is shocking. I think Peter Jackson is a terrible writer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He literally had the source material for The Hobbit in front of him, and he still managed to fuck it up royally. Like,
I didn't even think that the Lord of the Rings was that good. I thought the first one, it stuck to the book a lot. What's wrong with London? Oh God, here comes London.
yeah, it's London. Fuck, it's London.
They're coming here with their culture.
Yeah, and they're the biggest war machine on the planet. Yeah.
God. Yeah. Imperial. if London could do that, they would be more of an imperial.
I kind of wonder, like, what would actually be the most powerful nation, though, if we all reverted to piloting around the world in giant city mechs and stuff like that. Like, I feel like Japan would just own everybody.
China.
Oh yeah, China. Yeah, China.
It would be China. We'd all be speaking Chinese.
Yeah.
Right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you've been to any Chinese city in the last 10 years,
Oh yeah.
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 What on earth is going on? Oh, they're spending all their money on infrastructure rather than blowing up other people.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
USA #1.
God, I want to see how bad it is.
It looks so bad that like maybe it comes back around to good, but I doubt it.
Yeah, maybe it's turned into like comedy.
Like, again, since we keep on promoting weed and smoking weed, maybe if I got super duper fucking high and then saw it, it would be great. Like,
Wow.
Very nice.
Here comes Brexit. There can be no escape.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So yeah,
we exit you. You can't exit us.
yeah. So yeah, moving on.
Yeah, moving right along.
This looks so fucking ridiculous. So I found this list and I thought this was pretty solid.
You know, I have not seen one movie on this list.
You have not seen any movie on these horror lists?
I don't like horror movies.
Oh man,
I think they're silly.
Some of these are like over the top, silly, stupid horror, which
right.
like a lot of the times makes it even better.
We covered best horror movies for Halloween.
Yeah, so this is the best. This is a list of the best Christmas horror movies, including Red Christmas.
Let's go down to the bottom here.
Krampus.
Christmas movies are a huge downer for me anyway because they're all so campy and
Christmas horror
can't
story.
handle.
Anna and the Apocalypse is supposed to be really good. That's out in theaters right now. Gremlins.
Is that considered a Christmas movie?
Yes, it takes place all at Christmas.
Does that make it a Christmas movie?
Yes.
All right.
If you can use that justification for Die Hard being a Christmas movie, then Gremlins is a Christmas movie.
Well, Bruce Willis tweeted recently. He was like, "Everyone, Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. It's a Bruce Willis movie."
Nice.
Like, all right. Yeah, it's a Bruce Willis movie.
Yeah.
Die Hard is the best Christmas movie.
But this is the best horror Christmas movie. We're not talking about the best Christmas movie. Obviously, the best Christmas movie is Die Hard.
Rare exports. We're gonna watch this trailer, if we're allowed to.
Yeah.
Is there a trailer?
I don't know.
I've never heard of this movie. I haven't heard the #1 Christmas horror movie. Is it a Finnish movie? What is this? I don't even know. I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows?
Die Hard is the best Christmas movie. Yes.
It's an Alan Rickman movie. Yeah, of course.
Does anyone have a recommendation for best Christmas horror movie that's not on this list? Here? I just don't like horror movies. I don't know. I love suspense movies and thrillers, but I guess that's kind of in the mix. But Christmas Vacation, good horror movie.
Home Alone. Yeah.
Home Alone should have been a horror movie.
Yeah.
There's more violence in that than there is in most horror movies. It's the most violent Christmas movie ever made.
By the way, yesterday we were playing D&D, and speaking of Home Alone, I decided that my next character after my fighter dies is going to be a rogue named Macaulay Sculkin.
You get it?
Yep.
He's skulking around.
Yeah.
And every
Get
time
it? Macaulay Culkin.
and every
Come
time
on.
and every time you fail a stealth check. Every time.
But then like a paint can will swing down and hit the orc that just caught me, so it's fine.
And then he'll chase you and then bam.
Yeah.
Macaulay Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin.
When I'm running a game, I have a rule for no pun names.
Yeah.
Because I'm a no pun kind of guy.
Too bad.
You're right.
Yeah.
All right, we got some D&D news. Speaking
Yeah.
of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. So this is on a D&D podcast with Chris Perkins and stuff, but the Washington State Senator Steve Hobbs actually is a avid D&D player, and when he's not running stuff in government, he's actually like running sessions and things like that. But this actually, I don't really listen to podcasts that often, but this one is really solid, and he's actually talking about some laws that they're trying to pass that can actually like benefit gamers and things like that. If you got some time to listen when you're not watching us, take a look.
Why did they use the beholder with googly eyes as the?
Because it's beautiful looking. All right, so whatever the other person's name was, you lost your chance. You are no longer the sword slinger, and you did not respond. Therefore,
He's probably gonna gamer rage.
Yeah.
When he finds out later.
Commander Root, you are now the sword slinger. You are also right here. Commander Root is now
Commander
the sword
Root,
slinger. Commander Root, you are now the sword slinger. Congratulations. Please respond in the comments to receive your Book of Demons key.
Yep.
If you do not respond in the comments, we will assume you are dead, and therefore we will not send you anything.
You have a lot of people dead watching.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess that's fine.
Commander Root.
I was actually going to ask you about this. So
please make yourself known.
So Ars Technica did a Ultimate Board Gaming gift guide for 2018.
Yes.
And I was going to ask you about this. How is their list? Because
their list is good, but they have a lot of stuff that didn't come out in 2018 that have just been like tried and true stuff.
Okay, so it's just the Ultimate Board Game gift guide. But
yeah, it's not. It's not
the 2018 edition, but it's just a gift guide for everything up to 2018.
Yeah. So it's just like kind of a rundown of some like really awesome games. And there is a bunch of stuff that just came out this year that they do have on the list. But they also have some really excellent games that have, yes, the prizes, Book of Demons, Commander Root, Make Yourself Known, or Lose It Forever. Anyways, so, but they do have a lot of really cool stuff listed on here. A lot of things that are really, really fun. And if you're looking for, maybe a game to play with your friends, or if you are visiting family this holiday season and want something to do with them that's not just like sitting around arguing with each other, get a game first and then argue with each other. But there's all kinds of stuff on the list here that have some really good insight and some really good games listed. You want to scroll down a little bit?
Snape looks like the Monopoly man.
Yeah. Scroll down.
Scroll down, all right.
Yeah. So they have it really broken down very nicely between like.
So it's a good article.
Yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. There's a lot of games in here that I would absolutely recommend.
Do you have a go-to game for people who are moderately into board games?
How many people do we?
Four.
Four? For a game that people who are moderately into board games for four.
With fantasy themes.
With fantasy themes, Lords of Waterdeep. We just went past it. Yeah, 100% Lords of Waterdeep.
All right.
Set in a D&D universe, but it has nothing to do with D&D outside of the fact that that's where it's set. Really cool resource management point scorer game that lasts over the course of a couple rounds. I would highly recommend Lords of Waterdeep. It's 2 to 5 players. It's actually 2 to 4, but I think it gets an expansion that turns it into 5 players.
How about sci-fi based or cyberpunk or even like just anything futuristic? What do you got?
Futuristic for 4 people?
Yeah, up to 4 people, 2 to 4.
I really like it. It might not be the best one. I mean, there's like Twilight Imperium and stuff like that. If you want games that are like over the top sci-fi fantasy stuff like that, Star Wars, or they have Star Wars Imperial Assault there. That's another excellent one. I really like a game called Fuse. Fuse is a game where you're all on a spaceship and you're trying to dismantle these bombs that are all going off at the same time. It's like a board game version of the game Space Team for the phone. So everyone is playing at the same time, and they're all trying to roll dice to get either specific numbers or color patterns and stuff like that, and like roll back and forth. But you're all taking your turns at the exact same time. You're all screaming at each other like that, and it just turns into like this crazy over the top kind of ridiculous nonsense. I think it's really fun, and it's super easy to play. If you have just 2 people, Star Realms is excellent. It's a deck builder game where you're building your deck on the fly, kind of like a Dominion style game. Super worth playing. If you have friends, we just passed another one. If you have friends that you play games with regularly, Pandemic Legacy is super duper fun. It's a legacy style game, meaning that there is stuff that once you hit a certain point in that game, you have to rip cards up and there's no way to return. But like how you played the game last time will determine how you play the game
when you
next
say rip
time.
Cards up, are you talking about the cards that?
Yep, the cards that come with it. They'll be like, cool, rip this card up. You can never use it again.
Like ever when you play again.
So you play over seasons, and you have 12. You have a year basically that you play in Pandemic Legacy, and you have 2 chances to play each month.
Right.
And depending on how you do the previous month, will determine what kind of funding you start with for the next month to deal at the CDC. Here at the CDC.
So it's a game you just keep.
And but you have like characters that you play as and stuff. It's not like role playing, but you have
Man, tearing up the cards though, it makes me feel like those guys sat down and they were like, "Wait a minute, I've got a way to keep selling cards over and over and over for the next several years."
You have to buy a new season of it if you.
Oh wow.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It's super duper fun, but it only works if you have
that would be hard for me to do.
regularly occurring players.
Yeah, that'd be hard for me to do, especially when I'm like, well, D&D, you don't have to rip up your dice. You can just keep playing, or your character sheet, or whatever.
Your character dies. Yeah.
Yeah, but still, you're not like ripping up. You don't have to go. You buy the core rule book once. And you don't have to go. You don't have to like. Oh, you can never use this page again. Rip it out of the core book. There's none of that kind of stuff. That's weird to me. That's a bit weird.
Tech Jones, we are actually discussing that right now, off camera.
What is it?
We should play live D&D with your friends and so Twitch.
I've got
that's
mixed
actually
feelings
something that
about
we're looking into.
My mixed feelings about that are that sometimes it's nice to just not have our lives on the internet and just chill and actually have fun. I think a lot of content creators and a lot of people who are online feel that they need every second of their life and they need to document everything. And every time they see anything cool anywhere, they're like, I gotta get it on video. I gotta FaceTime. I gotta or whatever the hell people do. Like, I gotta live stream right now to show this thing so no one can actually experience their life. So that's where I'm kind of like, do I really want to stream this, or do I just want to actually sit back and have some fun?
Sure.
And maybe we can do both. If we can figure out a way to balance it out so that it's not like too much management as far as like, making sure that we're performing and like all that sort of thing. If we can balance it so that it's just fun while we're also able to have fun and it can be released, but we're also sharing it. If I can balance that, maybe we'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm super. I'd be into doing it, but I really like playing D&D, so I don't need an excuse. So
connecting with people is my way.
One last game recommendation. I didn't see it on the list. It might be further down on that list. However, there is a game. If you are going home for the holidays and you're going to be hanging out with a larger group of people, even if they're all different ages and stuff like that, there is a game called Mysterium. Mysterium is a completely language-independent game where one person is a ghost and everybody else at the table is a psychic investigator, and the ghost has to use surreal imagery on cards to help players figure out the person, place, and object that was used to kill them. The ghost can't speak at all. All they can do is communicate through these psychic visions and stuff.
What's it called again?
Mysterium. Mysterium.
No, I left out
there it is. Yep.
Looks cool.
Yeah.
A lot of good reviews.
It can play up to 7 players, so you can have the whole family sit down. You don't have to even be sitting at a table. You can play it at a parlor and stuff as long as you have like a coffee table to set it up on or everything. The ghost kind of oversees everything like a DM almost, but it's super easy to play. I have played this game with people who do not speak English, and we were able to play the game fully. It doesn't matter. All ages, it's super duper fun. So if you want to find something to do with your family this holiday season that's maybe a little different, pick up Mysterium.
Barnes has decided YouTube is the ghost.
Yep.
Pretty good. What's this? This, yes, it's time.
Oh, yes.
It's time for this.
PDX alerts, you beautiful bastard.
I just said it's time. I've been watching all these epic movies lately, making fun of the fact that whenever it's time, they always come in and go, it's time. And I was talking about how never in real life has anyone ever said it in that way. No one's ever said, usually like, all right, let's go, or hey, you guys ready? Or no one's ever walked into a room in my life and said, it's time. But I just said it.
who was the last person to get Sword Slinger? You got a couple minutes left to claim your key. Otherwise, we got an extra key sitting here that no one's gonna get.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll give away.
Okay. Is it machete time?
It's machete time. Let's. Okay. So, right off the top here, report of a one-armed female was just excluded from the property for threatening to burn the building down. This was the Salvation Army on Southwest 2nd. Is now outside and has set fire to her belongings.
That'll show them.
Yeah.
That'll really... That's sad.
Yeah.
I'm going to burn all my stuff to the ground, and that'll teach you.
Let's see. Police to Southeast 141st and Stark report of a RV parked here with a strong chemical smell coming from it and several subjects walking in and out. They are Breaking Bad in there.
The next report's going to be like middle-aged man in his underwear.
Yep.
Seen running. Yeah. What else we got?
Let's see.
Okay. Report of a male stole milk and cinnamon rolls and is now sitting in the corner eating them. He goes into a Safeway.
Yep.
And just like helps himself to like a feast of cinnamon roll and milk. Oh God. That's actually kind of funny. Helps himself and sits down to eat them. Wait a second. If he suppose he goes and like eats a bunch of food at Safeway, right? That's a Safeway is a local grocery store, it's a big grocery store, sort of a I don't know, sort of like the regular old grocery store, right? Nothing frou-frou or fancy. It's just Safeway, right?
Yeah.
But okay, so if he sits down and eats everything over in the corner, just helps himself to everything, is he stealing if he hasn't left the store yet?
I mean, technically, he could still pay for it after.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that stealing? I want to know. Is anybody? Should you go up to him and be like? I feel like people are just going to go up there and be like, "Hey, man, are you going to pay for that or what?"
Yeah.
But yeah, I know some people who have been arrested for accidentally putting something into their pocket. Like their hands were really full and they grabbed something else off the shelf and they were like, "Shit!" And they just because they were doing that idiot thing you do when you don't grab a basket.
Yeah.
And they slipped the deodorant into their pocket and like 5 seconds later, a cop grabbed his arm and like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "I didn't have enough room. I was going to pay for it at the front desk." And they like arrested him
That's
for
ridiculous.
putting it into his pocket. So I've known of that to happen.
We also have a report of a male walking around with a machete.
Where? Oh!
Report of a male walking around with a machete in his hand, not threatening anyone, but swinging the machete around. And if you scroll up...
Where is it?
Sergeant confirming responding officers have access to less lethal weapons for the machete swinger.
Oh, we've got it right now.
Yeah.
The machete swinger. That's going to be the sequel to the Sword Slinger.
Yep.
Sword Slinger 2, Machete.
The nemesis of the Sword Slingers, the machete swinger.
Machete Swinger versus Sword Slinger. Oh, God.
Yep.
All right, so that's one machete this week. We've got a machete. And he's a swinger, yes.
Yep.
Back to the screen.
Let's see what else we got here.
Okay.
Caller reports that an unknown subject tried to talk a housekeeper into letting them into a room, then sprayed the housekeeper in the face with cleaner and fled.
Maybe.
Yeah.
What? Okay. Person kicking a transient in a sleeping bag. Okay.
Yep.
If you guys are not from Portland, that's typically what they use instead of homeless person or bum. They'll say transient.
Yeah.
I had an incident not too long ago with an officer, and I kept saying homeless guy because there was an incident with a homeless guy that did something, and the officer kept going, transient. And I was like, well, this guy, I'm kind of the victim at the moment, so he's a bum until proven transient. I was mad. Anyway. Got anything else good here?
Report of a suspicious male standing on Northeast MLK selling brand new hair dryers still in their boxes. No officers available for dispatch.
Standing on the street corner. Yo, I got your hair dryer. What you need?
Yep. But someone else was like, wow, that guy's got a lot of hair dryers still in boxes.
What time was this? I need a new hair dryer.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not joking. I'll go buy that hot stuff. 11:27. He's probably dispersed.
Yeah.
He's probably sold his last hair dryer.
You're gonna have to.
It'd been funnier if he was standing in front of like a beauty supply store. Oh God.
Yeah.
Let me see if we got any more machetes.
Any more machete?
All right, you've got another machete. Hey.
Well, they've officers. Oh, the update on the machete swinger. Officers arrived and have secured the machete.
Subject now throwing things into the street.
And give me back my machete! How dare you?
Is it a crime to flail a machete around in public? You're probably a danger to everyone around you.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. But you know that, like, if you go to the South, there's guys who will carry a fucking arsenal to the mall because it is their inalienable right to be a walking mall ninja.
Yeah.
I have a bazooka and 4 shotguns and 6 machetes because it is in my inalienable right to keep myself safe. That'll be fine. That's fine. Texas, right this way. Yeah, absolutely. Portland, swinging a machete on the street? Don't know about that. I don't know. What else have we got? Any more machetes?
I don't know. It's only legal to carry weapons on you in some parts of America, Tasty.
Yeah.
What do you think? We all just walk around with cowboy hats and like AK-47s and just like, yeah.
I really
with like assault rifle in one hand and a Coca-Cola in the other. Is that what we are to you, Tasty?
You know, when I lived in Vermont, there was a lot of like nude tourists. They'd show up and be like, "It's Vermont, we can be naked," and they just go to the grocery store and be like, "I'm putting my butt on things. I'm naked." I want to do that and just be an arsenal tourist. Let's go to like Texas or Oklahoma and just arsenal ourselves up and just wander around the mall like a fucking transformer with bazookas and
like
stuff.
Rambo on top. Okay.
Like, holy shit, we're in Texas. We could just be an arsenal.
I am Gurf. You are now the sword slinger. Please respond in the comments in order to receive your Book of Demons key. If you do not respond, we will assume you are dead and
we're gonna wait just a few minutes and then we're gonna close the show. That's it.
And then fuck off, I guess. I don't know. Like I didn't have a follow-up response to assuming that you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I open carry in Kansas. That's what we're gonna do.
I am Gurf.
Flat. Maybe I'll go to Montana. I'm still thinking about where I'm gonna do my arsenal tourism.
Yeah.
You know, maybe Montana because of the beautiful mountains. Yep. You know, and I can wander around.
I'm Gurf. Yay! You are not dead. Congratulations, you won a Book of Demons key. Please send us a private message and I will send you your key after the show is over.
Which it is right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
For the subscribers who are still alive.
All right, guys. Congratulations, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. You want to tell them your ideas for, since we have a few people watching, the true ones are still watching. You want to tell them a few ideas for Twitch things and see if they have any comments? Some weekly
show things.
Yeah, because YouTube, we obviously get more hits on YouTube, but Twitch does a way better job for us.
Yeah,
and so we wanted to do maybe another stream or 2 a week, depending on.
So D&D is on that list. Also, more Lego builds, or as I'm now calling it, build something, break something, where first something gets put together, be it a PC that we're working on, an off-brand Lego set, or something else, and then something else gets broken. If we hit the right number of, if we hit so many viewers for the building part, then
Morrowind multiplayer.
Then something will get destroyed.
Oh, that would be a shit show.
That's the plan. We will sweeten the pot by having something to destroy. Let's see. What else have we thought about?
You had a list of them. You're welcome to get it while I vamp.
Yeah.
I'll sing a song or something. Okay. What do you guys want to hear? What do you want to hear a song about? I got to sing while you're gone, right? Yeah. Give me a song and I'll sing it right now. All right. I don't miss Justin very much, but I don't miss anyone really because I'm dead on the inside. I like that song. It's good. Feel good. It's the feel good hit of the summer.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, you're a regular Carly Rae Jepsen.
Who the fuck is that?
Let's see what else we got here.
Skeletor sings a song.
Yeah, Skeletor sings a song. I mean, I'm perfectly fine with doing a Skeletor stream once.
I'll play the guitar for that.
Let's see. We got Logan live streaming making music. We've got Betrayal at Corondor, except we do the voices for everything.
Yeah, Betrayal at Corondor, if you guys have not played, it's one of the original epic PC RPGs, and it has some over-the-top fantasy dialogue that is funny if you read it out loud.
Yeah.
So we would do a stream playing different characters. That would be fun.
Including having arguments with ourselves, / us just playing other co-op games and things like that just for fun, shits and gigs, and then
Shits and what?
Shits and gigs, shits and giggles. Yeah,
Gigs.
yeah. Let's see.
For shits and very small jobs.
Yeah. And then I have Logan eats hot things is the last thing. So if you guys don't know this about Logan, Logan, aside from like basic human feelings, Logan also doesn't feel heat when he eats hot things in his mouth. So I thought it'd be a fun segment to throw onto Serious Business that we have Logan like eat really fucking hot things that other people wouldn't have like no business eating, but he'll do it anyways.
I'll do it for money and hits. Yeah. Well, and then next thing you know, I'll be doing Tom Green shit.
Yeah.
Like laying under a cow, licking its udders and stuff. Do you like me yet?
Yeah. Are we famous yet? Yeah. So that's just some of the ideas. If you guys have ideas for us that you would like to see a stream about, feel free to send us a message privately throughout the week, or
ghost peppers are good. I eat like some of that stuff almost every day.
So if you have any ideas or things that you would like to see, or things that you don't want to see because you're sick and tired of us, let us know, and we'll maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe I'll just trail off. And then what?
Yeah, then we'll just make our game and never see us again.
Yeah,
I'd be okay with that. But I still want to make.
I like doing Serious Business.
Yeah, Serious Business is fun. Mm-hmm. Whether you guys like it or not, I like it.
Rigo, you can follow me on Twitter.
Oh, God. Do I do any art?
I can draw.
No, I do photography, but you guys aren't allowed to see that because people on the internet can't handle naked people. So
I can draw things.
Yeah.
Like I could draw like, hey, draw this combined with this, and I would maybe make that work. Who knows?
Yeah, you could draw. You could do a drawing stream.
Yeah, sure. Me drawing levels, whatever.
I sometimes I feel like it would be fun to do abstract bullshit art, like, just like cover yourself in mud and roll around on the floor on a canvas and then sell that shit for a lot of money. Yeah.
All right, Rigor, I'll follow you.
Anyway, but I mean that entire thing, that abstract art requires no skill in my opinion.
Yeah.
And so I could do abstract art.
Look, I did some right here on this page.
That's
Look at that abstract art.
Look at that. What does it mean?
Who knows?
It's gonna be this is deep and wonderful.
Well, obviously the two X's inside the boxes show that even in things that are perfect shapes, there can still exist negativity and division, whereas the squiggle lines on the top.
What are you doing with your D&D campaign? That's what I want to know when I saw this.
So this was actually part of a D&D campaign. So this was
this is your detailed map.
So no, this is a door in a side of a barn.
Okay.
Because this was for a Tales from the Loop game I was running, where they were kids at a summer camp and they were investigating a werewolf that had been attacking the thing.
But you had to draw the door for them?
Yes, because I was explaining it to them.
Scratch marks?
I'm a visual teacher.
All right.
Jesus. Yeah.
When I'm running a game, you get like really verbose descriptions of things, but I don't usually do that. I probably couldn't even draw that. That's how bad it is.
Yeah, I can.
I can visualize it.
I'll draw stuff. Sure, I'll draw things. I like drawing things. I'll draw stuff. Let's draw stuff next time.
Well, before this draws on too far.
I don't want to draw this out any further.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'll see you in the morning. First thing. I won't be there, but yeah.
Yeah.
But bye.
Bye.